Welcome to our collaborative lens on Vancouver, unfiltered, unscripted, and powered by community. We're not just a voice behind the mic, we're a collective of creators, thinkers, storytellers, and city lovers coming together to spotlight the people, places, and energy that make Vancouver what it is. From coast mountain skylines to neon-lit backstreets, we're covering everything from downtown buzz to the untold stories shaping our scene. You'll find us exclusively on YouTube. No algorithms, no filters, just real talk. For behind the scenes, updates, and chaotic brilliance in real time, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. So hit subscribe, drop a comment, and help us grow from 100 to 10,000 and beyond. Because this isn't just our platform, it's yours too. Turn it up. Get into it. Let's talk Vancouver. Vancouver has long been known for its breathtaking natural beauty, high quality of life, and cultural diversity. But in recent years, it has also earned a reputation for something else: incredible concentrations of wealth. As of 2025, Vancouver ranks among the world's most affluent cities with a reported 46,400 millionaires, 90 semi-millionaires, individuals worth over 100 million US dollars, and 6 billionaires calling the city home. This places Vancouver 29th globally in terms of high net worth individuals, a striking achievement for a relatively small city by global standards. This rise in wealth is not accidental. It is the product of decades of economic transformation, strategic global positioning, and a business environment that attracts both established moguls and ambitious entrepreneurs. From the coastal enclaves of West Vancouver to the glass towers of Cole Harbour, the signs of prosperity are evident: luxury real estate, growing tech campuses, and an influx of investment capital shaping the city's skyline and economy. Yet, what makes Vancouver's wealth story particularly compelling is its diversity of origin. Unlike legacy cities, whose fortunes are built on a single industry, Vancouver's elite have emerged from technology, real estate, fashion, finance, cryptocurrency, and media. It is a city where a tech investor, a clothing brand founder, and an indigenous real estate developer can all thrive, often in the same neighborhood. As the global spotlight increasingly turns toward Vancouver for its business potential and livability, the question becomes not just who has made it, but how they did it, and how others in the city might one day follow in their footsteps. When it comes to Vancouver's wealthiest residents, forget the stereotypes of old money and oil barons. This is a city of self-made titans, tech disruptors, retail visionaries, and investment pioneers, each with a story as dynamic as the skyline they helped shape. These individuals are more than just rich, they're powerhouses who transformed bold ideas into billion-dollar realities. Let's begin with a name that stirred up headlines across both Silicon Valley and global crypto markets: Changpeng Zhao, better known as CZ. He's the enigmatic founder of Binance, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges. With a net worth estimated at nearly $15 billion as of 2025, CZ isn't just a digital asset mogul, he's one of the richest people in Canada, and he calls Vancouver home. While his path hasn't been without controversy, CZ's rise is a testament to how tech-savvy risk-takers can redefine the financial frontier from the Pacific Northwest. Now shifting from crypto to code, another Vancouver-based heavyweight is David Cheriton, a humble but extraordinarily wealthy computer science professor turned early-stage tech investor. Cheriton struck gold by investing in Google before it became a household name, and his tech foresight has kept him in billionaire territory ever since, with a net worth hovering around $20 billion. Known for his low-key lifestyle and academic background, Cheriton represents a quieter, intellect-driven path to immense wealth. Of course, no list of Vancouver's ultra-wealthy would be complete without mentioning the godfather of Canadian business empires, Jim Pattison. As the head of the Jim Pattison Group, this self-made billionaire oversees a massive conglomerate that includes everything from grocery chains and car dealerships to media companies and packaging firms. With a net worth north of $5 billion, Pattison is living proof that old-school hustle and diversified business savvy still have a place in today's economy. From classic capitalism to cutting-edge consumer trends, Chip Wilson carved his path to fortune through fashion. But not just any fashion. Wilson is the founder of Lululemon Athletica, the company that made yoga pants not only acceptable outside the studio, but a global fashion staple. Today, with a personal net worth of over $6 billion, Wilson has moved beyond leggings and into real estate, philanthropy, and architectural projects that push the boundaries of design and wellness. And then there's Hassan Khosrowshahi, an Iranian-born entrepreneur who took a leap of faith and built Future Shop, one of Canada's most successful electronics retailers. After selling the company to Best Buy, Khosrowshahi turned his attention to real estate and long-term investments through Persis Holdings Limited. Though slightly more under the radar than his billionaire peers, his wealth and legacy in Vancouver's business scene remain firmly intact. Together, these individuals form a kind of financial Mount Rushmore for Vancouver, each one carving out their own space at the top, but through different industries, philosophies, and personal journeys. Some made their billions in boardrooms, others with code, some started with capital, others with little more than vision and drive. Behind every fortune in Vancouver is a story of vision, risk, timing, and in many cases, a bit of bold rebellion against the norm. The city's wealthiest didn't follow a single blueprint. Instead, they hacked their way through dense industry jungles, took big swings, and created empires that now shape both local and global markets. Their methods may differ, but the common thread, they all bet on the future, and won. Let's start where things move fastest, technology and innovation. In the digital economy, fortune favors those who not only understand the tools of tomorrow, but are willing to build them. David Cheriton is a perfect case in point. While many saw Google as just another search engine in the late 1990s, Cheriton saw the future and invested early. His foresight turned into billions, solidifying his place as one of the most successful academic investors in tech history. His wealth is a masterclass in intellectual capital turned financial capital. Hot on the heels of the tech revolution came the crypto explosion, and Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, rode that wave like few others. After cutting his teeth in software development and trading systems, he launched Binance, a cryptocurrency exchange that would quickly dominate the global market. CZ didn't just get rich from Bitcoin, he built the infrastructure to make digital currencies accessible to millions. His path reflects the power of spotting digital disruption before it hits the mainstream and building the pipes that fuel it. But innovation isn't exclusive to screens and servers. Chip Wilson saw an untapped market in the early 2000s. Activewear that wasn't just functional, but aspirational. His company, Lululemon, rebranded yoga pants from niche athletic gear to global fashion must-haves. Through sharp branding, community-focused retail, and product design that hit the cultural moment, Wilson turned stretchy fabric into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. His story is a powerful reminder that culture is currency. And when you shape it, you bank it. Then there's Jim Pattison, whose empire wasn't built on a trend or a single product, but on sheer breadth. His conglomerate, the Jim Pattison Group, spans everything from media and packaging to car dealerships and agriculture. Pattison mastered the art of diversification long before it became an MBA buzzword. His approach was old school in spirit, but visionary in scope. Buy smart, build hard, and never rely on just one stream of income. It's the slow-cooked recipe for wealth, and it works. For Hassan Khosrowshahi, the story began in electronics retail with the creation of Future Shop. He tapped into Canadians' growing hunger for personal technology in the 1980s and 90s, then sold the business to Best Buy at a time when brick-and-mortar retail was at its peak. From there, he diversified into real estate and private investment through Persis Holdings Limited, quietly growing his wealth while avoiding the spotlight. His rise is a textbook example of building, exiting, and reinvesting wisely. What ties these titans together is not just their wealth, but their ability to see around corners. They were ahead of their time, unafraid to go against the grain, and relentless in execution. Some built from scratch, others leveraged early opportunities. But none of them got rich by accident. They studied markets, adapted to change, and scaled their successes with laser focus. So whether it was a gut instinct in a tech boom, the rise of athleisure culture, or a well-timed real estate pivot, Vancouver's wealthiest made their fortunes by treating the unknown not as a risk, but as an open door waiting to be walked through. If wealth were a plant, Vancouver would be the ideal soil. Rich, well-positioned, and consistently nurtured. It's not just a city where people get rich. It's a city that makes staying rich feel effortless. Over the past few decades, Vancouver has quietly established itself as one of the world's most attractive and resilient wealth havens. And the reasons go far beyond ocean views and artisan coffee. First and foremost, Vancouver offers what money can't buy: natural beauty and livability. Tucked between mountains and ocean, with clean air, lush forests, and 4 gentle seasons, well, 3 and rain, Vancouver makes for a lifestyle investment that's hard to beat. It's no surprise that billionaires and millionaires alike choose to set roots here, or at least own a penthouse with a view. But it's not all yoga mats and sunset hikes. Vancouver's true magnetism lies in its global accessibility and financial stability. As a Pacific Rim city, it serves as a strategic gateway between Asia and North America, making it ideal for international trade, global investment, and cross-border innovation. Wealth flows through Vancouver like a well-tuned pipeline, not only because of its location, but because of its reputation as a secure and welcoming place to do business. Speaking of security, let's talk about political and economic stability. Canada, and by extension Vancouver, offers a rare blend: low corruption, strong banking systems, and robust rule of law. In a world full of geopolitical uncertainty, many global investors, particularly from Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, see Vancouver real estate and Canadian capital markets as safe harbors. When fortunes are built on shaky ground elsewhere, Vancouver becomes the vault: reliable, discreet, and beautifully located. And then there's the city's booming sectors, from real estate and construction to tech startups and venture capital. Vancouver's economy is increasingly diversified, with strong support for innovation hubs, green tech, life sciences, and creative industries. The city has seen explosive growth in its startup ecosystem, attracting talent and capital from around the world. With organizations like Innovate BC, Creative BC, and Launch Academy, Vancouver is cultivating the next generation of wealth creators in fields far beyond its traditional industries. Let's not forget the education advantage. With top-tier institutions like UBC, SFU, and BCIT, the city churns out graduates who are not only job-ready, but entrepreneur-ready. These schools are linked to incubators, accelerators, and global research networks, which fuel a local culture of innovation and upward mobility. In short, brains meet capital in Vancouver, and the results are bankable. Culturally, Vancouver is also cosmopolitan, multilingual, and globally connected. The city is a mosaic of communities that bring global knowledge, investment, and entrepreneurial spirit to every neighborhood. From Punjabi tech entrepreneurs in Surrey to Persian financiers in West Vancouver and Cantonese-speaking real estate dynasties in Richmond, Vancouver isn't just diverse, it's globally fluent. What's more, wealth here is often quiet. Vancouver doesn't flaunt riches the way Los Angeles or Dubai might. It's the kind of place where billionaires wear hiking gear and own electric cars. This low-key luxury makes it a haven for those who prefer their wealth with a side of privacy and who don't need paparazzi to prove their portfolio. In the end, Vancouver continues to attract and sustain wealth not because it shouts, but because it delivers. It's a city where lifestyle and opportunity intersect, where capital feels at home, and where the world's future class of innovators and investors want to live, work, and grow. Sure, Vancouver's billionaires may have towering legacies and bank accounts to match, but before they made Forbes lists, they made decisions. And here's the truth. While not everyone is destined to be the next tech tycoon or athleisure mogul, the building blocks of success are accessible to more Vancouverites than you might think. Wealth isn't just about inheritance or luck. It's often about strategy, mindset, and the courage to get started. First things first, education is your launchpad. With institutions like UBC, SFU, BCIT, and Emily Carr University offering world-class programs in business, design, tech, and innovation, the city is literally built to cultivate brilliance. Many of Vancouver's wealthiest didn't wait for a big break. They created one by combining skills with curiosity, whether in coding, branding, finance, or architecture. If you're willing to put in the hours, Vancouver has the classrooms, mentorships, and accelerators to turn your ideas into income. Next, it's time to talk about thinking like a builder, not just a worker. The difference between earning a wage and creating wealth often comes down to ownership. Whether it's starting a business, investing in real estate, launching a creative agency, or developing intellectual property, the path to upward mobility in Vancouver lies in building assets that work for you. Think of Chip Wilson. He didn't just work in apparel, he reimagined how we dress to feel strong and turned that idea into a global brand. And speaking of ideas, Vancouverites are sitting on a goldmine of cultural perspective and lived experience. This city is a global mosaic, full of untapped stories, niche markets, and bold intersections of art, tech, wellness, and identity. That means your background, your community, and your worldview are not obstacles. They're your edge. Some of the city's most compelling startups and social ventures come from people who saw gaps in the market, filled them with authenticity, and monetized the mission. Let's not forget the power of networking and collaboration. Vancouver is teeming with meetups, pitch nights, co-working spaces, and industry mixers, from Launch Academy in Gastown to Startup Grind in Mount Pleasant. These aren't just events. They're portals to partnerships, funding, and mentorship. Wealth travels through relationships, and the city's interconnected scene means a few coffees, a solid pitch, and the right timing can open doors you never imagined. Then there's the art of financial discipline, the unsexy but essential skill set that separates flash-in-the-pan entrepreneurs from long-term builders. Saving, budgeting, learning about investments, understanding taxes, and playing the long game can turn even modest income into real security. Vancouver's high cost of living is real, but so is its potential for returns, especially for those who are strategic with side hustles, digital businesses, or real estate entry points. And finally, the one thing all the wealthy have in common, they started. They didn't wait until they had all the answers or perfect timing. They took action, often messy, risky, or uncertain, and learned while moving. Whether it's launching your first Etsy shop, investing in your first stock, freelancing your creative skills, or building your dream brand from your bedroom, the point is to begin. Because in Vancouver, a city defined by natural peaks and human ambition, the next big success story could absolutely be yours. You don't need to be born into money or inherit a last name with weight. With a laptop, a good idea, and the resilience to keep climbing, you could be the next name etched into the city's economic skyline. At the end of the day, or the bottom of the balance sheet, the greatest asset any Vancouverite holds isn't property, crypto, or stock portfolios. It's potential. In a city where the skyline is always rising and the mountain trails always lead higher, the idea of personal growth isn't just poetic, it's practical. Vancouver has proven itself as a launchpad for world-changing ideas, billion-dollar brands, and innovation-driven wealth. The next chapter? That's yours to write. Sure, the city's top earners may live in glass towers and own companies that span continents, but they started with a hunch, a hustle, or a handwritten sketch. Some coded through the night. Some sold their first product out of the trunk of their car. Others faced rejection, reinvention, or total failure before finding the right key to unlock their fortune. Their stories aren't fairy tales. They're proof that the extraordinary is possible, even in the face of housing prices, rainstorms, and startup stress. The truth is, Vancouver isn't just a backdrop for success, it's a collaborator. It gives you access to global markets, an educated and diverse talent pool, natural inspiration, and a culture that values innovation, sustainability, and meaningful work. Whether you're a student with a side hustle, a new immigrant with a dream, or a 9-to-5er with a business plan scribbled in your notes app, this city wants to see you win. So, build the future you want. Not in comparison to someone else's timeline or bank account, but rooted in your own values, passions, and grit. Lean into the discomfort of starting small, ask questions in rooms you feel underqualified to be in, and turn your maybe one day into this is happening now. Because if Vancouver teaches us anything, it's that every corner office, fashion empire, or tech unicorn began with someone who just refused to settle for average. The wealthiest in Vancouver didn't wait for permission. They built the future they wanted, and so can you. Let's get to work. The next Skyline story might just have your name on it. And just like that, the city's pulse slows, but the story doesn't stop. You've been watching ISVi, where voices come together and the city speaks back. We're a crew, not a single face, a movement, not a moment, and every episode that's built with you, for you by all of us. From the seawall to the skyline, from underground voices to rooftop vibes, we're telling the stories that don't make the news, but make the neighborhood. If this episode hit, pass it on. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, drop a comment and tell us what your Vancouver sounds like. We're building this together, clip by clip, story by story. Like, comment your opinions, subscribe and support the channel's growth, and share this video with your friends, family, and pet animals. This is ISVi, signing